Shalom, shalom, Israel, Most High in Christ bless. It's Officer Micahyel here in IUIC Las Vegas. And today, by request of a few of the congregants, I'm going to give a class on proving, all right, the different stages in that. And also, you know, when you first become married or those that are already married and been going for a while now, all right? So, you know, it's a good class right here because something that people normally don't ask for. They always want the deep, dark parables, which is good, but, you know, in order to have a strong nation, you must have a strong marriage, all right? And that's the foundation of everything, all right? So today's title class is From Proving to Honeymooning to Reality, all right? From proving to honeymooning to reality, all right? Those are the things that you go through as you come up in the truth and you are married or looking for a spouse. All right, so as we all know, we're going to start with Sirach or Ecclesiasticus 6 and verse 7. All right, let's start there.
The book of Sirach, chapter 6 and verse 7.
Come on.
If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him.
Right, so the Bible says, if thou wouldest get a friend, all right, you must prove that person first. All right. So when it comes to considering a friend or somebody that you potentially will consider to be a future spouse, all right, you must prove them first. And how do we do that? By the Bible. By the Bible. Please, sisters, please, brothers, do not prove somebody based on their looks. Because guess what? I learned this from my dad a long time ago. We all going to get ugly at some point. Looks fade. At the end of the day, is this a person who you can tolerate once all those things go away? Is this going to be your friend? That's why it says, read it again.
If thou wouldest get a friend.
A friend. A friend. So once going through the proving stage, understand that you two are friends. You're going to build that friendship first. Not lust. Friendship. All right? If thou wouldest get a friend, read.
Prove him first.
Prove them by the way they move and conduct themselves in the truth. Are they keeping the commandments? Are they upholding the law when certain situations come about? You must prove them to see if they are worthy of your hand in marriage. Read.
And be not hasty to credit him.
Never be hasty to credit somebody just because they got a beard, fringes, and a border of blue. Never be hasty to credit somebody just based on appearance. You have to see their spirit, their character. We got to understand that proving in the truth is a serious matter, right? We shouldn't take it lightly at all. Proving is a serious matter in the truth, all right? It's not like in the world because I see a lot of times people treat proving like it's dating in the world. That's not what this is at all, right? It's a very serious thing. From there, on the note of being hasty to credit somebody, go to Sirach 19 and verse 4. I'm going to show you what happens when you are too hasty to credit somebody in the truth when you're considering somebody that you're proving. All right, go ahead and read that for me.
The book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
He that is hasty to give credit is light-minded.
So it says, he that is hasty to credit someone is light-minded, all right? So a lot of times when I give a class, I like to be interactive, and I don't want to feel like I'm up here just talking to myself. So, Soldier Adam, I want to ask you what this means right here. Read it again for my brother.
He that is hasty to give credit is light-minded.
It says, he that is hasty to give credit is light-minded. What does that mean, sir?
That means you're simple. That means
light-minded means you're simple.
You're
Correct.
You're not thinking it through.
You're not thinking it through. You're doing it based off of a feeling or an assumption. All right. Never be hasty to credit somebody. Understand, marriage in the truth is very serious. Because guess what? Ain't no divorce. Ain't no divorce. That's yours. If y'all go all the way through with everything, like the stages, the counseling and all that, the betrothal, the marriage ceremony, guess what? After all of that, ain't no refund. ain't no give backsies. That's yours. Read it again.
He that is hasty to give credit is light-minded, and he that sinneth shall offend against his own soul.
Right. So if you're doing this out of lust, which is sinning, you're going to offend your own soul because now you're not proven the right way. So when things come about, you're going to be offended. Your soul is going to be offended because now what? You're going to hate this person. They're going to hate each other. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. So understand proving is very serious. From there, we already understand that proving is serious. Don't be hasty to credit nobody. And understand, if you are hasty to credit somebody, it's simple. You're simple-minded. From there, go to 1 Corinthians 15 and verse 33. This is another thing you got to look out for as well when you're proving someone in the truth. All right? Because, again, I made mention of this is not the world. Back in the world, when you was dating, you get on the phone and you talk to somebody, things go left. That's not going to happen. Because what are we first in proving, brothers? Damn, only Toby will know. He said it. Love friends. Damn.
1 Corinthians 15, verse 33.
Go ahead.
Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners.
It says, be not deceived in what? Your lust. A lot of times you get on the phone, brothers and sisters get on the phone, y'all get comfortable, y'all getting to know each other. Don't be deceived with evil communication. Brothers will get on the phone and be like, yeah, what you wearing? Bro, stop it. Because that can lead down the road. Yeah, slap yourself. That can lead down the road to something that you are not prepared for. You may think you're prepared for it. No. Because you may open a portal to a realm that you, be mindful. Read that again.
Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners.
Right. We must watch what we speak to one another, all right? Because ain't no lustful talking when you're on the phone. Ain't no, hey, what you got on? What perfume you got on? Send me a picture. Some of y'all brothers be like, yeah, FaceTime me. And you on the bed, spread out like Lionel Richie on that one album.
He black.
With your chest hairs out. Come
He
on,
black.
man. Look, y'all proving. Ain't nothing set in stone. Y'all acting like y'all already there already. These are the things you watch out for, sisters. If a brother be like, hey, it's late night, and he like, hey, hop on FaceTime real quick. Why? Just real quick. I just want to see your face. And then you see his, all in the screen. What the hell is this? Listen, also with evil communication. Read it again. I'm sorry.
Be not deceived. Evil communications corrupt good manners.
Right. So we already went over no sexual talking and nothing like that. Also, during the beginning stages of y'all proving, really y'all shouldn't be getting into no type of arguments. All right. Because y'all friends. Well, do friends right off the bat just start arguing with each other? Right, that's that worldly stuff. Like y'all invested too much already. Y'all just trying to see if things work. We shouldn't be hearing things about y'all on the phone arguing and y'all blasting each other or correcting each other sharp. Listen, first things first. First and foremost, y'all friends. I'm hearing brothers, man, how else we gonna get to know each other? How you arguing already off the bat? Red flag. Sisters, red flag. Brothers, red flag. If she's argumentative, red flag. You already getting a peek of what you about to get into. You getting a peek of what you about to get into. Listen, this is the whole point of proving. There's nothing set in stone. All right. From there, go to Sirach 36. Sirach 36 and 24.
The book of Sirach, chapter 36, verse 24. He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and
Right.
a pillar of rest.
Right. So understand that, sisters. coming into this and you're ready to be a wife, understand that you must be a pillar of rest. And we hear that a lot, but what does that really mean? When your husband comes home, your future husband comes home, don't bombard him with everything that happened throughout the day. All right? Give him some time to unwind, sit down, get his thoughts together. All right? You're supposed to be that pillar of rest. Because if the house is in chaos, which it shouldn't be already, y'all should have things together. All right? Be a pillar of rest to your husband. Read it again.
He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession.
And brothers, understand, when you get a wife, you are getting a possession. What does that mean?
I would say to get a possession is going into like ownership, more of taking care of what I have,
Okay.
which is
So-
my wife.
Right. So if she's your possession, right,
Right.
are you going to mistreat her?
No.
Okay. Be more specific, bro. You married, ain't you?
Yes,
That
sir.
amazing? Yeah. You're going to get some counsel. Anyway, read it again.
He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself.
And right, she should be a help like unto yourself. She should be, in a way, just like you. She should have the same mindset as you. All right? But that comes with communication. All right? So in the proving stage, it's all communication first. Understanding what you like, what you dislike, understanding what she likes, what she dislikes, and then go from there and judge and discern based on what you hear if that's something you would like to pursue further. All right. Let's not get into the mindset of, all right, we proven, I'm just stuck. I can't prove nobody. No. It's just proving a friend. All right. Because like I said before, y'all friends. Y'all friends. All right. Is that it on there?
And a pillar of rest.
And a pillar of rest. Be a pillar of rest to that brother. All right. From there, Sirach 7. We're going to be in Sirach a lot tonight, so get ready. I like Sirach. Sirach 7 and verse 24.
The book of Sirach, chapter 7, verse 24. Hast thou daughters? Have a care of their body, and shew not thyself cheerful toward them.
Right. So understand, brothers, in here, these sisters, I said it last week, these sisters are like our daughters, right? And for men in here that have daughters, you know what I'm talking about. You're not about to just run through sisters in here. You're not about to treat and talk to these sisters any kind of way. Understand, the men up here, we watching. We watching you. And we must have a care for them, all right? Because it's not a light thing to give your daughter away. I dread the day where I have to give my daughters away. Somebody pray for me, because I feel sorry for that first brother walk up and say something. Anyway, read it again.
Hast thou daughters? Have a care of their body,
Uh-huh.
and shew not thyself cheerful toward them.
Right, and we're not going to be so carefree with them, all right? They're not going to have many liberties. We got to keep a sharp eye and a sure eye on them, because when you let daughters run wild, they end up doing something they're not supposed to be doing. So sisters, understand, we're watching you as well. Don't be trying to be slick, because we watching you, all right? Verse 25.
Verse 25. Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter.
So like I said, when you marry your daughter off, it is a weighty matter, because who understands what it means to give your daughter away?
What it means to give your daughter away is like you want to give her away to someone like yourself.
Exactly, because you're passing on the responsibility of a father to the next man. I'm expecting this brother to take care of my daughter like I took care of her, make sure she's okay, feed her, clothe her, all these things. We don't want to hear anything about you mistreating our daughter. That's going to be really, it's a shame because like, damn, I examined this brother this whole time and he just as soon as he get her, he flip, he turn crazy. It's not a light thing. Read it again.
Marry thy daughter, and so
Mhm.
shalt thou have performed a weighty matter.
Mm-hmm.
But give her to a man of understanding.
So understand, brothers, when we're going to examine you very close when it comes to the sisters in here, when it comes to our daughters in here, because we're not just going to give it to any nooker. We're going to make sure that you are a man of understanding that can further guide her as we pass this responsibility on to you. So don't go thinking, oh, yeah, this is just a good time, you know, I'm going to just wait it out. Once he give it to me, I can do what the hell. No, you got to be a man. You got to show us that you're a man of understanding. All right? Don't come up here asking for a spouse and we know you simple. No. Sisters, don't come up here asking for a certain brother and we're gonna tell you no because he's simple. Likewise over there, brothers, no. Give her some time. Let her get acclimated to the school. Let her get adjusted and get herself together spiritually before you just go pursuing. All right? So from there, so you brothers, y'all understand that, right? All right, so it's a weighty matter. We must examine you, brothers and sisters, all right, before we allow you to move forward with courtship. All right. Real quick, get me Ephesians 5 and verse 31. Ephesians 5 and 31. Here's some other things that you need before you can start courtship.
The book of Ephesians, chapter 5, verse 31.
Mm-hmm.
For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother.
Read it again.
For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother.
Translation. What does that mean, Officer Asa?
So it says, for this cause a man leave father and mother. It's going into, obviously, going out of their house. You should have your own things. You should
Right.
have your own place to stay.
Don't ask for a spouse and you stay with your parents. It's different for sisters, but brothers, have your own place. Have your own. Be able to maintain it before you consider a wife. Because guess what? We read earlier, that getting a wife is a what? A possession. So if you can't maintain a place, how you going to maintain a woman? Things to think about. Read it again.
Ephesians 5, verse 31. For this cause shall a man leave his father and mother, and shall be joined unto his wife, and they two shall be one flesh.
Right, because y'all becoming one flesh. And y'all can't become one flesh in your father's house. You got to get your own spot. Ain't no, hey, I don't know about y'all. Ain't nobody knocking boots in my house but me. Sorry. And I'm not about to have my daughter in there. No. Man, hey, whoo, whoo, woo. No. Let me dial it back. Sorry. But yeah, have your own spot. Be able to support yourself before you consider supporting a spouse. Because when you get a spouse, what comes after that? Cheerings. Okay? All right. So that's a summary of the proving stages. That's like a quick synopsis. All right? I'm going through like multiple stages. I don't want to do a whole class on proving, which I could, but I'm going to just keep it like that. Oh, before we go, get Sirach 29 and verse 21 before we move on.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 29, verse 21.
Come on.
The chief thing for life is water and bread and clothing and a house to cover shame.
Right. So like we was reading before, move out of your parents' house because the chief things in life are those things that we just read. It ain't got to be fancy. It ain't got to be extravagant. The point is have your own. Stand as a man, right? Read it.
Verse 22.
Yes, sir.
Better is the life of a poor man in a mean cottage.
It says what?
Better is the life of a poor man in a mean cottage.
Right. Look, my first apartment was crappy. I had no furniture, air mattress. You know what I'm saying? No carpet. It was a towel, cold ass floor, nothing in the fridge. But look, it was mine. I had roaches, but it was mine. They're my roommates. Amazing. But it says what? Read 22 again.
Better is the life of a poor man in a mean cottage than delicate fare in another man's house.
Right, because you in another man's house, you got no say so. Can't do what you doing in the fridge. Just get your head out of my fridge, brother. Damn, I can't never. But this is my orange juice. Close my fridge, bro. It's better to be in your own raggedy spot than living good in somebody else's house. Read.
Better is the life of a poor man in a mean cottage than delicate fare in another man's house.
Read.
Be it little or much, hold thee contented, that thou hear not the reproach of thy house.
Right. So be content with what you have, right? And understand, sisters, be content with what he got. Don't be trying to, shoot for the brother that got the big car, the big house. Because next thing you know, he might go upside your head. You don't know. Not saying just shoot for a brother that ain't got nothing, but that's the point of proving. Because look, this brother, he started out like this. During the proof stage, he's working himself up to get this, and this. Look, it's stages to it. Stages to it. All right, but look for a brother that's able to support and maintain himself, not somebody that's just living off somebody else. All right, that was 23.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So be content. All right. Now, let's say you go through all of that, right? Go through the proving stage. Everything's going well. Now it's time for the betrothal. After the betrothal, now y'all married, right? And I'm going to tell you, first, I'll say the first year is great.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Roll with me, brother. I seen you. I was at your wedding. Shit. It's great. Wonderful. Brothers disappeared for like a good month. You're like, where this brother at? I don't know. Brother gone. You're like, hey, call him up. Make sure you're alive. brother gone. What the hell? Go to Proverbs 18 and 22. All right? This is for you newlyweds. Newlyweds, all right? Be happy. It's a joyous occasion.
Proverbs 18, verse 22.
Uh-huh.
Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing.
He says what?
Whoso findeth a wife findeth a good thing.
So, brothers, sisters, it's a good thing when you find a wife, right? Read.
And obtaineth favor of the Lord.
You obtain a favor from the Lord because, why? You did it the right way. You followed counsel. You took advice. You made the right steps. It's a joyous thing in the Lord's eyes, all right? Is that the end of 22?
Yes, sir.
From there, go to Sirach 26 and verse 1. Sirach 26 and verse 1.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 1.
Come on.
Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be double.
Right. So blessed is the man that have a virtuous wife. And this is why it's so important to go through the proven stages, because a lot of times brothers and sisters will put up the representative. Who knows what I mean when I say that? A representative. Okay. So it's only so long you can, hold it up. Then it's time to see the real you. Look, that's why I tell brothers, look, when y'all are proven, make sure you go to the same tabernacles that sister's going to. Without the makeup, you know what I'm saying, hair looking wild, maybe, hair wrap, got on boots, it's outside, scared of bugs, whatever. You say what?
Breath stink.
Yeah, breath. Man, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about the breath stink, but hey, breath stink though. I'm like, hey, I might have to call this off, brother. Oh, anyway, read it again.
Blessed is the man that hath a virtuous wife.
Right. So, sisters, you must remain the same in the first. All right. Don't switch up now after you got him, and then you were like, I'm gonna just go ahead and let loose, cut loose. He ain't going nowhere now. That's evil. Be virtuous. All right. Read.
For the number of his days shall be double.
Right. Because who wants to come home and dread to do it? Because they got somebody at home that's going, oh my God, it's just.
Hell no.
Oh God. I gotta, what time is it? It's time to go. Oh man, I gotta clock out, go home. I'm gonna go somewhere with the brothers. Damn. Y'all should be, hey man, hey, we done here? All right, cool, I'm going home. Going home. Especially a newlywed. I should not hear nothing about a newlywed. So like, hey, what y'all about to do after this? What? Bro, go home to your wife. Man, no. Heck no. What the hell? Read on.
Verse 2. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband.
Ooh. Read.
And he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace.
Right. Hey, what? Read that again.
A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband.
Damn.
And he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace.
In peace. In peace. Now, this is when you find out who you really with. Because, proving is fairly easy, right? Because y'all don't live with each other. You find out who you really with when y'all move in. Now you're going to smell the stank breath. You wake up, you're like, damn. Morning, shalom. Yeah, go in the bathroom. Do something. She might leave something around the house, or you might be leaving something around the house, and now she nagging. No. You supposed to guide the house. Pick it up. So what if I leave my socks on the floor? Pick it up. You joyous in that. Look, sister's head down like, oh, man. I got to clean his drawers, too. Man, he farting all night. Oh, my God. You wasn't like this in the beginning. No. Look. I don't care. Sister's smart, too. Don't be acting like y'all don't do that. And they be real stanky, too, especially pregnant farts. Exactly. It's just like that, too, when you're pregnant. Sister's, can I get ice cream and pickle? What? No. It's making it worse. So, I lost my train of thought. Read it again. Keep me on track.
Verse 2. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace.
Right. He's going to live his life in peace with you, sis. With you, all right? Only if you're virtuous. Only if you're righteous. Keeping God's laws, right? From there, go to, is that down to 3?
No, that was just verse 2. You want verse 3?
Yeah, read verse 3 too.
Verse 3. A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the Lord.
Right. So don't expect, brothers, to have a righteous woman and you secretly a wicked Negro. We're not going to let you destroy this righteous sister, because I've seen it. Being years in the truth, I've seen sisters that got fervency. They full of the fire of the Lord and stuff like that, and then when they get with a certain brother, it just dies. Sisters don't even smile no more. Shalom, sis. Shalom. It's like, oh, snap. What happened to her? Yeah, when she married old boy, he's a lion. But him cute with big feet. Hate to see it go like that, but that's why we tell y'all, look, when it comes to proving, get counsel. All right? Get counsel. All right? Make sure y'all making the right steps. Get counsel. Don't just, all right, yeah, we in the hallway. We going to talk. Can I get a chaperone? Man, no. Ecclesiastes 99. Read that.
Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 9.
Uh-huh.
Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest all the days of thy life, of thy vanity, which he hath given thee under the sun, all the days of thy vanity. For that is thy portion in this life, and in thy labor which thou takest under the sun.
Right. So it says, live joyfully with the wife. Read it again. I don't want to misquote it.
Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest all the days of the life of thy vanity.
Right. So what does it mean, vanity?
Vanity is going into like it's temporary. Everything out here is temporary.
Read it again.
Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest all the days of the life of thy vanity, which he hath given thee under the sun all the days of thy vanity. For that is thy portion in this life and in thy labor which thou takest under the sun.
Right. Because understand, everybody has a predestinated spouse. There's somebody destined for you. So don't go feeling like ain't nobody out there for me. No, you have a spouse out there for you and you only. And when y'all spirits meet, you're going to know. And you're also going to do the right thing to achieve that spouse. So, yes, Joel, there's somebody out there for you, bro. Don't worry about it. We got you. Asa, don't feel like you out there by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Somebody there, especially for you. Lord willing. Lord, I don't know. Hey, bro.
Emotional, damn it.
Don't feel hurt. All right. Sirach 25:1.
The book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 1.
Come on.
In 3 things I was beautified and stood up beautiful, both before God and men.
Right. So these are the 3 things that are beautiful before God and man. Read.
The unity of brethren.
Right. So the unity of brethren is beautiful in our eyes as well as God's eyes. Read.
The love of neighbors.
The love of neighbors.
A man and a wife that agree together.
A man and a wife that agree together. Shouldn't be the opposite of that. Shouldn't be. I'll say it like this. You should have more ups than you should have downs. Meaning, if your whole marriage is nothing but arguments, disagreements, contention, that's not good. Especially if you're not getting help. Especially if you're not getting counsel. Y'all just in the house mad, looking at each other, doing petty stuff, like, you know, putting stuff on the high shelf because she can't reach it, or, you know, some petty stuff. You hide the toilet paper and whatever it may be. I don't know. People be doing petty stuff. I'll be hearing stuff. Oh, read it again.
In 3 things I was beautified and stood up beautiful, both before God and men. The unity of brethren, the love of neighbors, a man and a wife that agree together.
Right. From there, go to verse 8.
Sirach 25 and verse 8. Well is him that dwelleth with a wife of understanding.
Right. So, well is him that dwelleth with the wife of understanding, right? Meaning it's a lot less hard on him. It's good for him when he's dwelling with a woman of understanding, right? Read.
And that hath not slipped with his tongue.
And have not slipped with his tongue, right? Because if men are always angry, what do they tend to do?
Lash out.
Lash out. You might say something you don't mean at the time. Might blast her. No. Read.
And that hath not served a man more unworthy than himself.
Right. So from there, those are the things newlyweds should be exhibiting, right? Even when you're first year in, it shouldn't be really contentious, right? You're figuring out things, but y'all doing it with joy. You're doing it with joy. All right. So from there, now let's get into the reality. Just for the brothers that's a couple years in, you know what I'm saying? Go to Ephesians 5 and 22. Ephesians 5 and 22. Keep this in mind, newlywed sisters.
Ephesians 5 and verse 22. Wives, submit yourselves.
Do what?
Submit yourselves.
Do what?
Submit yourselves.
So, sisters that are unmarried and you claim to be wanting to be married, understanding that you're asking to submit. You're going to submit. You're going to submit. You're going to submit. Tough pill to swallow. Just get your spirit right. But you're going to submit. Guess what? Men submit to the Lord. So likewise, you submit to your Lord. Make sense? Message. Read on.
Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord.
As what?
Unto the Lord.
Right. So the same way the men submit to the Lord, the same way you submit to your husband. The same way you, single sisters, submit to the Lord, you will submit to your future husband. All right. Read on.
For the husband is the head of the wife.
He's the what?
Head of the wife.
Meaning what? He's your leader. Understand that you chose this man to be your leader and not just somebody that looks cute. Okay? Read.
Even as Christ is the head of the church.
Right. So understanding that your marriage is a similitude of Christ's relationship with the nation of Israel. He's the nation of Israel's husband, and we are his wife. All right? So likewise, just like we submit to him, sisters, y'all submit to your husbands. All right? Was that verse 22?
That was 23. There's more left on it.
Yeah. Continue.
And
on to 24.
And he is the Savior of the body.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything.
In some things.
In everything.
Guess what, sisters? Even in arguments. Listen. Yeah, I see it. All right. It's okay, though. This is what this class is for. Look. In everything. Even in arguments. Listen. Sisters, you have a power that y'all haven't tapped into yet. And that power is silence.
Message.
That brother felt that one in the spirit, ain't he? He had to hit that. You smashed the hell out that button. There's a power in your silence. Listen, you can be right. It's all outside. You can be right, but because your emotions, it'll make you wrong. Because you're not going about it the right way. Let your man calm down and be, because look, we lions, right? And you're not going to come at a lion roaring because he's going to roar back. But if you come in that submissive, soft, sweet speaking tongue, he will listen. What's that saying in the world? The music will soothe the beast. I'm probably saying it wrong, but music calms the savage beast. There you go. It's the same with how you speak to your Lord. Look, you can get a lot out of your husband just based on your speech. But if you just so determined on, I'm right. No, you wrong. I'm right. No, forget it. I ain't doing it. But I'm right. You might be, but not right now. Read it again.
Therefore, as the church is subject unto Christ, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything.
In everything, right? In everything. Doesn't matter. He's your leader. You must follow. Now, I'm not saying if he's talking about, let's go eat some pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. No. Don't follow him in sin, but follow him in righteousness. All right? Is that 24?
Yes, sir.
Read on.
Husbands, love your wives.
Do what?
Love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it.
Right. So understand, brothers, you are her leader, her provider, and her protector. Just like Christ gave his life, don't marry this woman if you're not willing to give your life for your family. Just the same way like you'll give your life for your brothers when we out teaching. All right? It says you must love your wife the same way Christ loved us. That's serious. Very serious. It's not a light thing at all. All right? Jump down to 28.
Ephesians 5, verse 28.
Mm-hmm.
So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies.
So, what man in here hates his body or hates himself? We all agree we love ourselves, right? You don't even matter how big our nose is or if we got a mole right here. We love it, right? If you love yourself, that's the same way you treat your wife. Nobody here abuses themselves. Don't abuse your wife physically mentally, spiritually, or financially. Don't do it, because you will break her spirit. She's the weaker vessel. So it says what? Read it again.
So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies.
As their own bodies. Because, yeah, guess what? She is your body. Y'all one flesh. Let that marinate. Read.
He that loveth his wife loveth himself.
He that loves his wife, that's a clear sign of him loving himself. Likewise, women, if you love your husband, that's a clear sign that you love yourself. Those that go around like, I hate him. Now, don't get me wrong. There's going to be moments where you like, not right now. Just give me 5 minutes, okay? Let me just walk around the corner real quick. All right, what you saying? All right, cool. Boom. You go right back to it. It shouldn't be begrudging at all. Shouldn't be no real. You might have disputes, but it shouldn't be no real hatred behind it. All right? It's just a disagreement. Sisters, get over it. Don't dwell on it for 2-3 years. Remember that one time in October of '94? What? How you remember that? Yeah, you said this and then no. No, man. Don't do that. Please, because you ain't really forgave.
The book of 1 Peter chapter 3 and verse 1. Likewise, you wives, be in subjection to your own husbands.
Ooh, there that word again. Likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husband. Don't come up to me trying to get me to, rule up. No, I'll rank your husband in the house. You're subject to him. Understand that. Read.
That if any obey not the word, they also may be without the word be won by the conversation of the wives.
Right. So read it again from the top.
Likewise, you wives, be in subjection to your own husbands.
Your own husband. Your own husband. He's your husband for a reason. So real quick, look up the word husbandry. Husbandry. And we're going to read some definitions. All right. Because the root word of husbandry is husband. All right. The Lord put things in the Bible for a reason. Let's find out. All right. It says husbandry, the care, cultivation, and breeding of crops and animals. All right. Synonyms is farming, agriculture, tillage. All right. Click on agriculture. The science of practicing farming, including cultivation of the soil for the growing of crops and rearing of animals to provide food, wool, and other products. All right. So farming, cultivation, tillage, tilling, husbandry. So it's his job to cultivate you sisters. It's his job to grow you, rear you. All these things, that's why you're subject to him, because that's his job. As your leader, that's his job. As your Lord, your husband, that's his job. All right? So to cultivate, you must grow, rear, raise, plant, and sow. That's the job of a husband. All right? Read on, verse 2.
Verse 2. While they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear.
Right. Your husband must be able to observe your chaste conversation. It shouldn't be ratchetness, worldliness, Atlanta housewives. That shouldn't be your conversation. Your conversation should be the scriptures, the Bible. Because understand, if things get heated, how are you going to resolve them? Y'all going to go on Maury? The hell? Y'all going to sit on a white man couch? No. Y'all should be able to resolve every issue you have with the Bible. All right? Read 2 again.
Verse 2. While they behold your chaste conversation coupled with fear, whose adorning, let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair.
So, with the adorning, who knows what adorning means?
Adorning is like to beautify.
Right.
To make
So,
yourself look good.
exactly. So, your adorning shouldn't be the outward adorning. Not saying don't walk around looking like Shanae. Fix yourself up, right? Yeah, so she's like, what? What do you say? Look, don't let that be your forward thinking. All right, it's all about looks. No, let it be what?
Whose adorning let it not be that outward adorning of plaiting the hair,
Plaiting the hair,
and of wearing of gold,
right?
or of putting on of apparel.
Right. It shouldn't be your outer appearance. Don't let that be your focus, or don't let that be everything about you. It got to be more to you, right? Read.
But let it be the hidden man of the heart.
The what?
The hidden man of the heart.
Who knows what that means? What is the hidden man? The Christ that's in you, right? That's what it's referring to. The hidden man is the Christ. Your husband should be able to see the Christ in you, not just your pretty hair and your pretty face. You should see more than that. Right? Read on.
And that which is not corruptible.
Right, because that's not corruptible. Outward appearances is corruptible. That fades away. But the real you, that's not corruptible, right? Especially if it's Christ in you. Read.
Even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit.
It says the ornament of what?
A meek and quiet spirit.
Let that be your jewelry. Your jewelry should be a meek and quiet spirit. Say it loud and say it proud, but let it be meek and quiet, right? Because what do our sisters exhibit in the world? They loud, clamorous. All they care about is their looks, but it's nothing else to them. I mean, you looking at some of this madness on social media, these women can't even hold a conversation without, give me some money. What we doing? We outside. You retarded. You have your whole thought process is what you see on TV. There's nothing else to you. So that's why they're not married. Nope. After men do what they want with them, they're gone. Because what else is there? Nothing. But not the sisters in here, because they got their mind right. That's why we so protective over them, because you're not just about to run over her. She has a safety net in the body. And this is why we teach them to have this kind of spirit, this kind of character. Read on.
Even the ornament of a meek and quiet spirit, which is in the sight of God of great price.
Right. That's of great price in the sight of God. So men, understand, these women are also, just like we the sons of God, they're his daughters. You can't mistreat God's daughters.
Right.
Not at all. Right? Yeah, she's your wife, but understand who her daddy is. All right? Read on.
For after this manner, in the old time, the holy women also, who trusted in God.
It says what?
For after this manner, in the old time, the holy women also, who trusted in God.
They trusted in God.
Adorned themselves, being in subjection unto their own husbands.
Right. A lot of time, you read a lot of examples in the Bible where our foremothers were subjected to their husbands. Only a few times. You see the bad examples too, and them women didn't last. But the righteous ones, their name is forever stamped. All right, read on.
Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham.
Sarah did what?
Obeyed Abraham.
So if we call ourselves sons of God, right? And sisters, y'all calling yourselves daughters of Sarah. What's the example of Sarah again? Read it again.
Even as Sarah obeyed Abraham.
Sarah obeyed Abraham. And understand, yes, they had arguments. Yes, they had disagreements. But she never got out of the spirit. She obeyed her husband, read.
Calling him Lord.
Calling him Lord. Acknowledging that what? He's the head of the house. He's the head of the house, read.
Whose daughters ye are.
So if you want to call yourself daughters of her, you must be exhibiting these same characteristics, read.
As long as ye do well.
As long as you do well, though. But if you don't want to act like the daughter of Sarah, you're going to be the daughter of Jezebel. Read.
And are not afraid with any amazement.
Right. Don't be afraid to obey your husband. I know how it is in the world. The example in the world is, no, you your own woman. Ain't no such thing as 50-50 or whatever. No, all that mess is madness. Understand, you can't be afraid with amazement to obey and serve your Lord. Read.
Likewise, ye husbands.
Oh, flip side. Likewise, ye husbands.
Dwell with them according to knowledge.
Right. Dwell with your wife according to knowledge. Don't mistreat her in the scriptures. Don't try to manipulate her using the Bible. Dwell with her with knowledge. Don't be a lion in the house. Be able to have understanding to listen to what your wife has to say. And if it's with wisdom, what's wrong with following it? She's your helper, right? Let her help you. I got it. No, you shit over here. Shh. Don't, I don't want to hear nothing. That's it. End of discussion. And, bro, what she's saying is right, but you don't even want to hear it. Man, no. Read it again.
Likewise, ye husbands, dwell with them according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife, as unto the weaker vessel.
Right. You give honor unto the wife, understanding that she is the weaker vessel. She's not built like us. Men in here, we built for battle. We go out and teach. We face all kind of danger. She's not built like that. Don't get mad because your wife don't understand the letters of Paul. I remember a long time ago, a brother was mad because his wife did not understand Revelations. I'm like, Negro, you don't even understand Revelations. What's wrong with you? She need to be on this certain level. When I come in the house and I ask her and I question her, she better know it. Stop. But dwell with your wife according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. Read.
And as being heirs together.
As being what?
Heirs together.
Remember, you the son of God, she's the daughter. So guess what? Y'all joint heirs. Y'all heirs together. Read.
Of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered.
Right, because if y'all not dwelling together with knowledge, don't expect blessings in the house. If it's always contention and arguments in the house, don't expect blessings. Fix that first. All right, read.
Finally, be ye all of one mind, having compassion one of another.
Right, having compassion one of another. Read.
Love as brethren.
Love as brethren. Right. Read.
Be pitiful.
Be pitiful.
Be courteous.
Be courteous to one another. Right? Wife might be going through something. You may not fully understand it, but be courteous enough because guess what? She's looking to you to be able to pick her up, to heal her. But you like, nah, here's 2 scriptures, read that, and, I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'm gonna see if you study that tomorrow. What? No, be courteous to each other. Read.
Not rendering evil for evil.
Right. Don't be going back and forth doing petty stuff to each other or arguing or whatever it may be. Read.
Or railing for railing. But contrariwise, blessing.
Right. Read.
Knowing that ye are thereunto called, that ye should inherit a blessing.
Right. That you may inherit a blessing together. Together. All right. Y'all understand so far? Y'all got it? He lying. Anyway, from there, go to 1 Corinthians 7. 1 Corinthians 7 and verse 3.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 3. Let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence.
Right. So it says, let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence. Look up benevolence. It says the quality of being well-meaning, kindness, all right? So render unto your wife kindness, goodness, well-being, kind-heartedness, compassion, consideration, thoughtfulness, all right? Generosity. Yeah, so that's what it means. You're not wrong with meaning, that other thing, you know what I'm saying? But don't withhold that either. Render unto your wife kindness. Read.
And likewise also the wife unto the husband.
Right. Same way to your husband. Be kind to your husband. Now it's going to say what you think you know what I'm saying, what it's saying. Verse 4.
Verse 4. The wife hath not power of her own body, but the husband.
Look here, sisters. Talking to y'all in the camera. Look. It says what?
The wife hath not power of her own body, but the husband.
So that means, hey, don't matter if you're tired, You gotta get up. You don't have power over your body. You can't turn over and be like, not tonight. No. That's not biblical. It's not biblical at all. Because if you're kind-hearted to your husband, if you're in love with your husband, y'all good friends, right? You're not gonna withhold that. Read.
And likewise also, the husband hath not power of his own body, but the wife.
Brothers, you don't have power over your body neither. I don't care if you work 16 hours. She be waiting on you all day. Baby, give me 5 minutes. Okay, you got 5 minutes, but look, I'm waiting. You got to do it. Ain't nothing to it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Suzanne snapping her finger like, I know that's right. What the hell is this? Hey, it's been plenty of times. I'm like, look, all right, man, look. Drink some juice, and then I'll be right there with you. Damn. Read it again.
The wife hath not power of her own body, but the husband.
Uh-huh.
And likewise also the husband hath not power of his own body, but the wife.
Right, read.
Defraud ye not one the other.
Right, it says, defraud ye not one the other. Don't withhold sex from each other. Because withholding sex from each other, that's furthering the issues. That means underlining issues that y'all don't want to talk about. Because we already read that you don't have power over your body. Why would you defraud your spouse? You will cause them to burn, lust, have lascivious thoughts. Right? Read.
Except it be with consent for a time, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer.
Right. So those are the only times, one of the few times that you can withhold sex, whether it's fasting or praying. It could be your wife is on her cycle. Brothers, don't run red lights, okay? Don't do that. That's against the law. That's nasty. Okay?
Defraud ye not one the other.
Uh-huh.
Except it be with consent for a time. That
You
ye
say
may
defraud?
defraud.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead. My bad.
Defraud ye not one the other,
Right.
except it be with consent for a time, that you may give yourselves to fasting and prayer.
Right. So fasting and praying is the only time you can withhold. Or let's say the sister is on her cycle. Or she's just giving birth. It could be 40 days or 80 days. But that's the only time you're not laying with your wife. Other than that, get to it. Get to it. We got to rebuild, y'all. It's going to be a lot of Negroes gone. We got to rebuild our numbers. Read on.
And come together again, that Satan tempt you not for your incontinency.
Right, because by you defrauding each other, Satan will creep in. He'll tempt your wife. He'll tempt you. Now you're looking at porn. She looking at porn. You looking elsewhere. She looking elsewhere. No, Satan will tempt all of y'all if you continue on that. All right. From there, go to verse 28.
1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 28.
Uh-huh.
But, and if thou marry, thou hast not sinned.
Brothers, if you decide to get married, you're not sinning by doing so. Read.
And if a virgin marry, she hath not sinned.
Right. If sisters want to get married, you're not sinning by that. Right. Read.
Nevertheless, such shall have trouble in the flesh.
Understand, there will be trouble in the flesh. Everything is not going to be peaches and creams, rainbows and lollipops. It's not going. No. There's going to be things that are going to come up. You're going to have arguments. Because guess what? You're merging two souls together. So yes, it's going to be some things going on before y'all become in sync. So there will be trouble in the flesh, but
I spare you.
But the Lord spares you because you have the Bible. That's the solution. When anything arises, you have the Bible. All right. From there, read on.
But this I say, brethren, the time is short.
The time is short.
It remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none.
So sisters, understand that your husband must act like he have no wife, because work is required. We might have to travel. We may be gone for a long period of time. You have to be in the spirit to understand that, look, your husband have to do these things in order for us to get up out of here. We have to get up out of here. So he has to act like as though he don't have a spouse. And you got to stay in the spirit. Don't be calling 50 times like, "Hey, where you at? We need milk. Are you coming home soon?" I'm at camp. Why you stop? You have the bank card. You have all. You don't need to do that. The only time you need to call me is if something happened. Other than that, don't call and nag, because you're hindering the work. All right. So we must act as though we had none. From there, go to Sirach 26 and verse 26.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 26. A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all.
So that goes back to what we was talking about earlier, right? Being a virtuous woman, being joyful, being submissive, right? Read it again.
A woman that honoreth her husband shall be judged wise of all.
Right, because you understand your role. You're going to be judged wise of all. Read.
But she that dishonoreth him in her pride shall be counted ungodly of all.
Right. If you want to dishonor your husband in your pride because you feel as though I'm always right, I got to have the last word, you're going to be, it's not, your reputation is boo-boo now. Okay. From there, Sirach 25.
25:17.
Yes, sir.
The book of Sirach, chapter 25 and verse 17. The wickedness of a woman changeth her face, and darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth.
Right. The wickedness of a woman, you can see it all in her face. She's going to have a look that's so stank. You can be like, damn. Brothers, y'all know that look. She got an attitude. She mad about something. She rolling her eyes at you. Y'all both, you scared to look that way. You feel all the heat right here. You just, ooh. You trying to make light talk like, yeah, that was a good class, huh, baby? She's just looking at you like, ooh, damn that. That means you're what? Read it again.
The wickedness of a woman changeth her
face.
face.
That's wicked. Please don't do that. Read.
And darkeneth her countenance like sackcloth.
Damn. Read.
Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly.
Right, because you're embarrassing. Then you sitting up and wondering, why we never go nowhere together? Because look how you acting. I don't want to be seen with you. You embarrass me. You're embarrassing. You cuss out the waiters. Now they spit in our food. You arguing with just random people. What you looking at? Oh my God. Just fix your face. Fix your whole face. Read it again.
Her husband shall sit among his neighbors, and when he heareth it, shall sigh bitterly.
Right, because he's like, brother's gonna be like, man, that's your wife over there acting a fool. Yeah, that's my old lady. She just going through some things, brother. You know how it is, right? Man, no, you better go over there and fix that. Check that. She over there disrespecting sisters, cussing people out. You better fix it. Jump down to verse 20.
Verse 20. As the climbing up of a sandy way is to the feet of the aged, so is a wife full of words to a quiet man.
Damn. So it says, just like it's hard for a man, an older gentleman, to go up a sand dune, right? Because as each step you go on, you just sinking, but you trying to make it up the hill. It's hard for him to do that. It's the same way when you go to a wife that always got something to say, full of words. You got to get the last word. You this, blah, blah, blah. Hey, go over there, do this. But why I got to do that? Listen. Help me. Stop. Don't do that. What we read earlier, it says a silent and loving woman. Have a meek and quiet spirit. Don't take that jewelry off. Keep that on at all times, please. Don't be full of words. Jump down to 22.
Verse 22. A woman, if she maintain her husband, is full of anger, impudence, and much reproach.
Read it again.
A woman, if she maintain her husband,
If she maintains her husband, brothers, understand, that's not a woman's role. That's not her natural estate. Now, we get it. It may be hard times. She may have to pick up the slack. Let's say you got laid off. Stuff happens. But if she has to continue in that while you sitting at home on the couch playing Call of Duty, twiddling your toes, you know what I'm saying, just having a good old time, and she going out to work and she the breadwinner. It says she's what? Read.
full of anger.
Full of anger because she mad because she got a grown kid at home that she got to take care of. Plus your kids that she got to take care of. She's full of anger. Read.
Impudence.
Uh-huh.
And much reproach.
And much reproach. You cannot be a bum and you're married. Understand. Yeah, things happen. You may get laid off. You may get fired. You may not be able to find a job or something like that. But don't get comfortable. As a man, you shouldn't be comfortable at all with your woman taking care of you like that. Let her take care of you in other aspects, but not that. Because that's embarrassing. And plus, she's going to be pissed. I don't care how much she smile like, no, it's okay, baby. You know, I love you. As soon as you turn your head, you're like, ooh, I'm telling leadership. You're a nigga. Sirach 33 and verse 19.
The book of Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 19.
Come on.
Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest, and give not thy goods to another, lest it repent thee and thou entreat for the same again.
So, I'm going to ask this question. What does that mean? It says, give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest, and give not thy goods to another, lest it repent thee and thou entreat for the same again. What does that mean? What is that going into?
Don't give them preeminence over you. No.
Oh, what's that word?
Preeminence.
Okay, so understand, because I keep hearing that word amongst brothers, and now they not really truly understanding what it means. Preeminence is concerning your house. When it comes to your house, look, for instance, your house, right?
Yes.
This is your house. I'm not going to come in your house and say, yeah, brother, yeah, do this, and this. Yeah, all that. And kick back. No, this is your house. We go to your house, and it's a get-together, and sister's serving food. Why you giving me a plate first? No. This is your house. Why, serve him first. This is his house. He the king in here, not me. I don't outrank nobody in their house. So, read it again.
Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend, power over thee while thou livest, and give not thy goods to another, lest it repent thee and thou entreat for the same again.
Right, now you asking for your respect back. This is your house, though. But other people run your house. Your kids running your house. Your wife running the house. You in there like a mouse. Just whatever you like, babe. I'm in total agreement with what you're saying. Don't let us find out about that, brother. We're going to correct you, right? But we also going to laugh at you. Read verse 21.
Verse 21. For better it is that thy children should seek to thee.
Right. They should seek to you because who are you to them? Their father, their leader. Same with your wife. She should seek to you, not to men, but to you. Read.
Then that thou shouldest stand to their courtesy.
Read on.
In all thy works,
keep
to thyself the preeminence. Leave not a stain in thine honor.
Right. Keep your preeminence in your house. Don't stain your honor by letting somebody else come in and control your house. Don't let your kids control your house. Don't let your wife control your house. This is your house. Other brothers ain't supposed to come in and try to rule your house. This is your house. This is where your preeminence dwells. All right? Read 19 again.
In chapter 33?
Yes.
Sirach, chapter 33 and verse 19. Give not thy son and wife, thy brother and friend.
So it says, not thy son and wife and brother and thy friend, right? Go to 32 and verse 23. 22, I mean.
Sirach 32 and verse 22. And beware of thine own children.
Right. Beware of your children. Read.
In every good work, trust thy own soul.
Right. Don't let them rule your house. Trust in your own soul when it comes to ruling and conducting your house. Read.
For this is the keeping of the commandments.
For that's the keeping of the commandments, because why? The Lord demands order in the house. Kids running the house is out of order. Women running the house is out of order, especially if there's a man there. That's out. Read.
He that believeth in the Lord taketh heed to the commandment, and he that trusteth in him shall fare never the worse.
Right. So if you fear the Lord, you're going to rule your house with all gravity. Don't let your kids, I don't care how cute they is, don't let them run your house. From there, go to 1 Timothy 3, you start at verse 2.
The book of 1 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 2. A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife.
So when it says a bishop, what is that going into? That's going into being a leader. So read it again.
A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife.
So as a husband, as a leader, you must have one wife, not two, one. Read.
Vigilant,
Vigilant,
sober,
sober. You ain't drunk all the dang time. Read.
of good behavior,
Uh-huh.
given to hospitality,
Read.
apt to teach.
Apt to teach, meaning you have to be able to teach your kids and your wife. Your wife and your kids. And if you're not there, your wife should be teaching your kids. Read.
Not given to wine,
Not given to wine. Read.
no striker,
Mm-hmm.
not greedy of filthy lucre,
Right. You're not always worried about money, 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 money. Read.
but patient,
You
not a
got that.
brawler,
You got to be patient and not a brawler, meaning you're always argumentative. Read.
not covetous,
Not covetous.
one that ruleth well his own house,
One that ruleth well his own house, that have the preeminence in his own house. Read.
having his children in subjection.
And having your children in subjection also. They not running crazy in the house and disrespecting mama and all that. When dad comes home, everything's shut down. Shh, daddy's home. Be quiet. Or you gonna get a whooping. You gonna get a whoop. Leah know. Read.
With all gravity.
With all gravity, meaning all seriousness. When you put your foot down, that's it. When you say what you say, that's it. Ain't no back and forth. Ain't no, well, I think, shh, I didn't ask. That's it. That's final. Preeminence is in the house. Keep your preeminence in the house. All right? What verse was that?
That was verse 4.
Read on.
For if a man know not how to rule his own house,
If you don't know how to rule your own house, read,
how shall he take care of the church of God?
how are you going to be able to take care of the nation? You can't be a leader in the nation if you're not a leader in your house with your wife and your kids, because they're your first students. It's serious in marriage. It's very serious in marriage. If you can't rule them, don't expect to rule the nation. Okay. From there, go to Sirach 26, one more again. Sirach 26 and verse 14.
The book of Sirach, chapter 26 and verse 14. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord.
Right. Understand, brothers, that if you get a wife that's silent and loving, that's a gift. That's a gift. Don't mistreat that gift. Don't neglect that gift. That's a gift from God, because he sees your spirit and he's like, you know what? I'm going to get this brother a loving and silent woman. Somebody that's not going to disrespect him. Somebody that's going to be a help to him, raise his children, guide his house, right? Be his nurse when he comes back from camp, nurse him back up. A loving woman. Read.
And there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed.
There's nothing worth more than a mind that's well instructed. That means, sisters, you got to be able to take instruction and follow instruction. If you're the one that's always unruly, and even amongst sisters, you don't even want to follow orders amongst sisters, it's just a waste. It's just a waste. Jump down to verse 16.
Verse 16.
Uh-huh.
As the sun when it riseth in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the ordering of her house.
Right. So just like it's beautiful to see the sun rise, it's the same when a sister can order her house. That's the beauty of a woman. A woman that can follow orders. It's not so much about looks and all that. Like I said earlier, that stuff fades. But a man loves nothing more than knowing that when he leaves the house, he knows his wife can hold stuff down. She can run the house. She can do what she has to do. It's nothing more beautiful to a man than that. Read it again.
As the sun when it riseth in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the ordering of her house. As the clear light is upon the holy candlestick, so is the beauty of the face in ripe age.
Right. So, on that note, I pray that was an edifying class for y'all. Sisters, if you want a spouse or if you already a spouse, I hope you glean something from this. Brothers, if you are proven or you already married, I hope you glean something from this. I'm Officer Micahyel out of IUIC Las Vegas. And with that, we say shalom. Most High in Christ.
Yeah.